Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to the Unofficial Expert Podcast with Sydney.
And Marie. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Sydney, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm tired. I'm like...
Yeah, you came in real, I want to say cranky, but like...
I'm not a morning person.
It's 11. It's 11 o'clock.
I'm not... Listen, 2 o'clock, that's when I'm my best me. Before that, I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Let's hurry up because I'm tired.
What were you doing at 2 o'clock last night?
I went to bed mad early. I'm just tired. I'm like a tired person.
You know there's such thing as getting too much sleep, right? Like that's a thing.
Well, I biked all day yesterday, so I was tired from that. So I literally got up early, went to brunch with the bike, went to a show with the bike.
Damn,
went to the
brunch
city
with the bike?
Yeah. I'm like, ugh, this bike thing is annoying, but it's good. I need it because I need the cardio.
I mean, also your legs. I mean, your legs were already good, so I can't really see a difference, but... They just look the same. Like you had good legs before.
Yeah, but I need the cardio. I need to get my...
you had good legs and crappy cardio.
Yeah, I need to get the blood flowing. I need to make sure my legs are not itching when I'm walking.
Do they itch when you ride the bike?
No, they don't. So I'm doing a good job for myself.
So some of y'all listening might not know this, but like sometimes people who are not as active as others, when they start to walk or they try to run, their legs start itching, and that's legit just the blood circulating in your legs. Like, wait, what? We stand and move forward.
Mind you, I was like, oh, I think I have like the hives, or I feel like I have like a skin rash or disease.
Sydney would be like, I didn't put any lotion on today, and I'm like, dude, it's inside. It's underneath the ash. But now we know that it's because she don't really be walking. You walk to Ubers.
Well, no, I don't itch anymore because I'm being more active. So I'm doing great stuff for myself.
That's beautiful. I'm glad because I would walk with you. And remember we tried to go to the park for a run and you were like, just go on without me. And I was like, man. Oh my God.
It was so sad. Then we went to your sister's boot camp on Saturday and I could not keep up. I literally felt like I was going to faint. And then all these people in the park were like, well, she's the thinnest one. Why is she not? She looks so in shape. And it's like, nah, dude. I was doing crunches and I needed modified everything.
Couldn't pick her body up.
I could not. I was like, I got a lot of weight.
You couldn't crunch?
I had a wig on. So the wig was heavy as well. I was working out with a wig. So
listen, if anybody's interested in coming to the boot camp, it's 9 a.m. every Saturday at Washington Square Park
it's great.
Manhattan. Don't wear a wig to boot camp.
Please don't.
Because I feel like that's added weight.
It's so much weight. So it's not
you
ready.
You start to sweat. The wig gets heavy. And she had a hat on top of it.
I had a hat on, and then we had to run laps, and I was like, ooh, 8? All 8?
No, then we had to run extra because y'all were late.
Yeah, fuck that boot camp shit. It should be for every man's for itself. Fuck that. Why the whole group gotta suffer because of a late bitch?
I know. They should have made y'all run the 10 and let me just run a cool 8.
I said y'all could leave me. Leave without me. It's fine.
Go on without me.
Go on without me.
Anyway, that's what we're doing. We're getting our summer bodies right for the fall.
Nah, my shit is gonna be ready by the winter time. I'm gonna have a 12-pack when it's like 2 degrees outside.
Under a bubble coat.
Watch. I'm gonna have a midriff on, and it's gonna be like a blizzard going on.
You're gonna look
right underneath my bubble coat. It's gonna.
You're gonna have like a half bubble coat, like a hood rat bubble coat.
Oh yeah, a baby fat. I'm gonna have a little baby fat.
A white baby fat with like the
with the
raccoon fur. Yeah.
With the rat horse fur, like a blend.
With the squirrel, a blend.
With like some pigeon. Oh man, I'm having like pigeon feathers and duck.
Okay, I was like, pigeons don't have fur, but Sydney, what the hell were you an expert in this week?
Well, I finally cooked for my girlfriend
for the first time in 3 years.
Not for the first time.
God.
I made lasagna, and now. I made breakfast, and now...
what did you make for breakfast? I feel like you made PB&Js or something.
Nah, girl, I made like a cute little roasted tomatoes with like garlic and cheese, like
sounds like
blended cheese.
You cut a tomato in half, threw some cheese on top, and then like threw a garlic at it.
Bitch, don't basify my shit. Don't make it basic. It was cute. The seasoning was great. I made turkey bacon. I put it in the oven. So it was like,
dude, that's not even cooking.
Turkey bacon.
You just threw everything in a pan and then cooked it.
You're a fucking hater. Listen,
45 minutes.
these are the moves that I'm making in a relationship. So last night I made tacos. I made ground turkey tacos and shredded chicken tacos or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was so freaking good that I was like, these are for her?
You said they were so freaking good? Well, that's so interesting because we have your girlfriend here to talk about tacos.
She took some to work. They were good.
Yeah, she just wanted that stuff out of her house.
No, I bought everything the same day, fresh, from Key Foods. So you know it goes bad the next day. So
That's
I
true.
definitely had to cook everything right away.
You made soft tacos, hard tacos?
I made both. She had options. Okay.
Wow. And then what were the accoutrements?
I had obviously we had some tomatoes, we had onions, we had lettuce, we had shredded cheese, we had sour cream, we had hot sauce, mild sauce.
Dude.
What?
I feel like tacos is a pretty basic thing to make.
Listen,
right? You just gotta shred the
girl.
chicken.
You not in a relationship with me.
I'm sorry.
You not. Why you put my shit down?
Did you cook the ground turkey? Or
I did.
Okay, well then that's cooking.
And I had the seasoning and everything.
Okay, all right.
So stand down, let me live. Adrian was very happy. But listen, I ate the tacos and I was like, man, I would want to marry me today. Like, she better have a ring ready for me after these tacos.
Oh my God. You think Adrian's the one that's going to propose? It's not going to be you?
Honestly, I feel like we're just going to be real regular.
Y'all
Who
both
needs
gonna get
rings?
on it. Y'all both going to take a knee at the same time.
Who need rings? We're in a partnership. You don't need a ring.
Yeah.
We don't need a wedding. Who needs to do all that shit? That's for everybody else.
So y'all going to go to the Justice of the Peace?
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Probably. Y'all both going to wear suits? Pantsuits.
I'm gonna come in there with a yoga pant, a white yoga pant, a white Lululemon.
That's disgusting.
Activewear.
That's gross.
I'm gonna have an all white Ivy Park, little like
with a veil though, like a
veil.
I'm
gonna have like they have those parachute pants. I'm gonna have that on. Maybe like a little windbreaker jumpsuit thing.
A windsuit, yes.
Yeah, windsuit. I'm gonna wear a windsuit for my wedding.
Anyway, Sydney, thank you so much for your expertise this past week. Let's talk about what I was an expert at.
Yes.
I was an expert at finding Game of Thrones and not having HBO. So I'm not going to tell y'all what streaming service that I use because I don't need y'all to, clog up the website. It's none of your business. Slide in my DMs and I'll tell you what it is. So I was an expert at just finding where to stream that. But also I was an expert this week at receiving dick pics. Last time you were here, I was like, no one ever sends me dick pics. They know better. Legit 3 penises are sitting in my DMs right now.
What?
No words, just dicks.
Oh yeah, that happens to me on Facebook a lot. And what's crazy is that it'll be like a distinguished older man that I'm like, it'll be somebody with a salt and pepper haircut.
Ooh, salt and pepper pubes?
Yeah, and then I'm like, yo, that dick don't even match the profile pic that you got going on here.
Yo, I got a dick last night, just a dick. And I was like, you're not even going to introduce yourself or your dick?
No, good evening. No, good evening, just a dick pic.
Hey queen, peace queen, here's a picture of my dick. No,
let me see
just hold on, I'm trying to get to my DMs, because I didn't accept none of these requests.
Oh, you got to accept them.
Oh, no, Sydney.
You gotta accept them.
I don't want to accept any of them. Here's one dick, and it's a beige dick. I didn't even
That's
open the
fucking
photo.
rude.
It's still fuzzy, because I was like, no, I don't want to see it.
It looked like a popsicle.
Mind you, his name is Lost in the Confusion. Let me give you another dick. Hold on.
Add him. Somebody add him. Lost in Confusion.
Lost in the Confusion.
I'm going to rate that penis a good old 6.
I mean, it's quite
A
pink.
6.5.
I'm not here for the dick.
That dick look like you don't have no type of job.
That dick is on his mom's couch right now.
It looks like a pull-out couch
Oh,
dick.
here's another dick. I'm not even going to tap it for you. But
that's a black
it's
one.
It's a black dick.
It looks short.
It looks short. Also, he looked like he got chubby hands.
It looks like it needs a ladder.
A ladder.
Or a stepping stool or something.
Dude, I don't know, but those are the dicks that I got in the last couple days. So I was an expert at just, being my best Christian self.
Curving dicks and getting that Game of Thrones dick.
Well, there was no dick in the first episode, but, whatever.
Oh, really?
No, I don't remember
I
seeing
feel like
it.
that's why everybody watch it, because of the dudes.
No, I watched for the dragons, okay? I watched for the dragons and Jon Snow, Ippy Dasset. That's it.
That sounds boring.
Wow.
People were running home to go watch fucking Game of Thrones, and I was like, I don't get it.
I had a show, and I was like, I didn't realize until I left my house that it was Game of Thrones Day, and I was like, damn, I should just tell her I'm sick.
I was like, I don't understand what the big deal is.
I don't either, but our guest is a pretty big deal.
Oh my God, such a big deal. And we're having a great topic today because I definitely need some help on that.
Do you?
I do. I'm not good at it.
Do you know what the topic is?
Yes, I do.
Because it's not really what it is that you, I don't think it is, it's the opposite of what I think you think it is. Our guest today is a comedian.
Yes.
She's a writer. She's an actress. She's our breakup relationship expert and our rebound sex expert.
Oh.
So that's what you need help on?
I need help on that.
It's Giulia Rozzi. Hey, Giulia.
Hi.
Julia.
I'm so excited by it. I was like, I like this title.
It's a great title.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to shorten it for the iTunes. So
We're just going to be like, you're the breakup expert.
True.
You're the breakup expert.
I've never seen Game of Thrones. Just want to put that out there.
Thank you.
And I have HBO.
I'll fuck with you.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's not on purpose. I just get weird about stuff that's in other
dimensions,
not into fantasy.
worlds.
She's not even using her privilege. Like, how dare you have
I know.
HBO and you're not
I
even
know.
going to
what the hell
dibble dabble
what
into
are
the
you
game?
watching
I know.
On HBO? Movies?
I just watched Defiant Ones, which was so good. The documentary, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Oh, it's about how Dre, like the creation of like Interscope Records and Beats.
Oh, okay. Did they talk about how he used to be his ex-wife?
It wasn't his ex-wife. It was
A reporter that
the
he pushed down
reporter
the
she was
stairs?
on.
But he did beat his wife, though.
Did he?
Dr. Dre.
He
Yeah.
also threw some chick down the stairs.
Yeah, it was in the actual, like, Straight Outta Compton movie.
Yeah, they talked to that woman and him.
Oh, she was in. They let her be in the documentary?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Okay.
really good.
Well, that's a defiant one,
Anyway.
right there.
Right.
But
Let her
on
get
Game
some
of Thrones,
shine.
and I don't want to say this because I don't want any dick pics. Do not send them to me, but I've never gotten a dick pic.
I said that last week, right
Yeah.
here in this living room, and
Yeah.
two people sent me dicks.
I had to beg and request them from like people I was hooking up with, and I don't know. They're like, I respect you. I'm like, don't disrespect me. I only want to be disrespected when I request it.
Yeah, but I don't want to see. Dicks are ugly things. I don't
Yeah.
even want to see them if you think I want to
Watch
see
somebody send you a dick pic with, like, the dick got a little, like, suit on, a little top hat,
Little tuxedo.
put a little face on it. They're going to dress him up.
them. Like Mr. Peanut?
Yes, Mr. Peanut, they're gonna say, with a little monocle.
Yeah.
Please don't send me a
The monocle
dick.
right on the tip.
Oh, my God.
Okay, sorry.
Julia. Yo.
Okay.
They're gonna say at the WB.
Yeah.
And they give you a
Jazz
WB.
playing in the background. Kenny G dick pic. Do you think Kenny G sends dick pics?
Definitely
Kenny G
not.
is really funny on the internet. Do you follow
Is
him
he?
on Twitter?
No.
Oh yeah.
I think he sends pictures of
Is he?
saxophones. That's what he does. That's
He
probably
posts
his.
pictures of himself playing the sax. He's like, "Do you like good sax?" He's
No.
real funny. If
Is-
Kenny G is listening, I would love to be your friend.
Kenny G, hit us up. You could be our sax.
We're gonna
expert.
add him on this. Like at Kenny
Please.
G.
I'm looking for him on Instagram right now. Kenny G.
Also, I want to know what products he uses in his hair.
Probably Shea Moisture.
No, he looks like a Tresemme type dude.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
He looks
definitely Tresemme.
Like
uses-
it just stepped out of the summer.
He uses Garnier Fruit Trees.
He honestly, well, his stuff be a little crunchy, so I feel like
It looks like a gel, like a
yeah,
hard
like
gel.
like a pink gel, like from the beauty supply store that costs like
Yeah,
99
I used to
cents.
use that.
Look at that. Look at Kenny in
so great.
1993.
He's so
TBT.
great.
But what does he look like now?
A black and white curl. He looks like Howard Stern.
Oof. No, Kenny.
He looks like Howard's clean brother.
Okay, well,
He posts
bump
a
the,
lot of
bump the
TVs.
Kenny G. We need to talk about this breakup expertise you got going on
Okay.
here.
Yeah, take us through your dating
My
situation.
life?
Yeah, like when's the first kiss? How old were you? when
Oh,
your
first kiss, 7th grade. It was funny this week. I was in Boston and I went to the park with my nieces, and it was the park where I had my first kiss and like got flooded with. I was like super rejected. Like when I was a teenager, I had like no. Who has game when they're 12? But like
Nobody.
But still,
Anybody who has game as a kid was molested for sure.
No, anybody who has game as a kid is fat now and probably got like 8 kids. Legit.
But
and never
I-
left the town they started in.
I was like, I always went after guys that like ignored me when I was a teenager and like into college. So that was like my first kiss, and then I didn't have any boyfriends in high school. I just had like guys that I liked that were like, I don't like you. I'm like, cool, I'll call you tomorrow. That was like my thing.
I didn't have any. I wasn't allowed to date in high school. I feel like I'm still not allowed to date. My parents are not here for it. People would like write me notes, and it was always like the nastiest dude who couldn't really spell, and he would like fold it. Like he wouldn't even fold it cute. I don't know if you went to school when people were like,
oh yeah,
you had to pull things, and the note popped open like a pop-up book. And this guy wrote me a note, and he asked me out, and I was like, well, I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna say it nice, right? And so he thought I liked him because I was really nice about it, and found out a couple years ago he killed 2 people, and now he's in jail for the rest of his life. So dodge that dick.
Yeah.
I was always the person who liked people, so I would go in the yellow pages and look for their phone number.
Yes.
I would get their parents' full name.
Yes.
I would call the fucking house and ask for them, and then they would pick up, and then I would hang up. That's what I would do.
How
I
would
would
you
go.
get the parents' full name?
Oh, people would always say their mom's first name at school.
Oh,
for some
yeah.
reason.
You could get, my first kiss lived down the street from me, so I would walk by his house. My sister had a crush and like had hooked up with his older brother. So then when she got a car, we would do drive-bys. But like, I don't even know what we were looking for. Like, oh, he's home. Cool. And then
speed away.
Yeah. And then the guy that I gave my first hand job to in high school,
Damn.
I thought he was going to be my boyfriend. But then
He wasn't even your boyfriend?
No. And then he acted
You got little
like
hands
it.
too. Let me see these.
Do I have
hands.
little hands? No, I got
Yeah.
like, you know what's so funny is I've gotten a handful of
They
hands.
thick though.
You
They
got
thick hands,
sturdy
but they're
You do got a
I've
sturdy
gotten
hand.
like 3 comments on YouTube from very serious comedy experts that are like, funny, but her hands are too big. Or she's got man hands.
No, they're definitely not man hands, but I feel
They
like you
are
have a grip.
sturdy, yeah.
Like you
I'm
definitely
Italian.
need lube when you're doing
Yeah,
it.
I was,
Like I
like,
wouldn't
stirring
dry.
sauce
I
in the
wouldn't
womb.
dry hand job that.
Stirring
Yeah.
sauce, yeah.
I was like gripping like logs of salami as a child.
Yeah, you
That
look
was
like you
my-
can palm a basketball.
Yeah. I got a pretty sturdy grip. But
She said you got WNBA hands.
thank you. They also bend back really far.
Like that?
Yeah. They bend. I know no one
yeah.
can see it. Who's
Oh, yeah.
listening.
Well,
Just
So your
Google
first
bend
hand
back.
job was in high school.
During the movie, I do talk about this on stage, so sorry for myself, but it was during the movie Mighty Ducks 2. We called it Mighty Dicks 2, because always a comedian. And we couldn't date because his mom got caller ID while we were talking. That was like, I don't know if in high school,
We
people
talk.
call it talk. It was like pre-dating. So we were talking. And then we had to stop talking because his mom got caller ID. And he was like, why did you call me 30 times? I was like, oh, well, you weren't answering. And I wanted, just make sure. the
Girl,
phone-
you was thirsty at that young
phone was
age.
ringing. Yeah.
The thirst was real,
You
huh?
called me 30 times.
I just want to make sure you got it. And so that didn't work out. So I didn't have like my first, mutual relationship where both parties were in agreement till beginning of my junior year of college. So like right before I turned 20.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when everybody had like real relationships.
A real relationship. But I did
High
feel like
school is not real relationships.
it's not, but I do feel like I had a lot of friends who were like, my ex-boyfriend this, and then this boyfriend, and I felt very
They
out
were
of the
touched by
loop.
their uncles, I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm not gonna. Okay,
You're not going to put that on them.
Yeah.
We'll say it for you, sis.
Yeah. Don't write a BuzzFeed article about
No,
me.
I won't.
Or Jezebel article.
BuzzFeed don't listen to this podcast.
They sure don't.
So, and then that first boyfriend ended up being the person that I married. So we were like,
Wait, marry your first boyfriend.
Wait, you were married?
I was married. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Well,
I
that's
didn't know
why
that.
she's here to talk about breakups.
Yeah.
And divorce.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We were together for 8 years, but we were only married a year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you were together for 7, got married, lasted for a year.
Yeah, we broke up. We broke up once for real, and then a second time it only lasted like a few days. But he's great. We're still friends. He's like,
Yeah. But wait, why 7?
Let's back up.
Why
Yeah.
7? Like you spent 7 years without marrying him,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
all of a
yeah.
sudden you were like, you know what?
oh my God.
Let's just tie the knot.
How long is this podcast?
You got some time. You got some time.
It's,
So you guys dated junior year and senior year of high school, college.
half of junior year, half of senior year, and then after that, up until, like for years.
So how does that
How does
that work?
We were friends before we were dated.
Okay.
So like our relationship was very friendship based.
So you would be in a relationship, and then he would come and like hold your hand and make you feel better if the guy was
we would
an asshole.
we would both be in relationships, and then when one of us, like he was like the guy would go to get advice. I'd be like, I just blew this guy. Why isn't he calling me? And he's like,
no,
because he's garbage. Yeah, I know. I really had good self esteem, and so so we fell in love, and he's
wait. Now this sounds like a rom-com, like
Yeah,
a white people romantic comedy movie. Like he's Ashton Kutcher and you're obviously Mila Kunis.
Yeah, because he's very white. I'm like, yeah.
We just assumed.
Okay.
He was very white. I had Sydney. Were you assuming he was
when
brown?
she said we talking, I was like, maybe he might be brown.
When you said that, I
No,
also
we were
thought
talking
maybe.
in high school. It's so funny. The guy I was talking to in high school was black.
I know
Yes,
that I can say.
Funny. No, but I mean, my ex-husband is like white. Like I'm
Okay.
like
Polish.
ethnic white.
He's like Maine white,
Yeah.
New
Cape
Hampshire.
Cod white.
or Cape Cod white.
Yeah,
white.
yeah,
Oh,
Cape
okay.
Cod white.
Cape Cod
I'm like
Caucasian. Got it.
tan.
Okay,
But you're Italian.
I'm Italian. Yeah.
you still white. You can catch a cab.
100%.
You're very
Listen,
white.
I use my privilege when I can, but I also feel good that I can walk through certain neighborhoods and be like, "What? I'm Latina." Like, what do you?
Really?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, okay, I'm definitely Jenny from the block.
I'm like, I'm whatever you need me to be.
Well, I mean, listen, Jennifer Lopez is white in all of the movies that she's
Yeah.
in.
She
She's
sure is.
Italian.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
she's
yeah,
Definitely not Puerto Rican enough.
No.
Yeah.
In Giulia, I think she was like super Italian.
I just feel like when you have, like, my parents are immigrants, so I feel like when you have that, it's hard for me to be like, I'm not white, because there's like a grunge.
When you next to us, girl, you are white. Okay?
100%.
No, but I know what you mean about your parents being immigrants. Like my parents are
Yes.
immigrants too, and I feel like when I talk to black folks, I'd be like, "Where your people from?" And they'd be like, "Here," and I'd be like, "You just regular black?"
Yeah.
So like you're not regular white. You're first generation.
Your story about the lunches, right?
Yeah.
The food. Yeah, I mean that's my life.
Yeah, the way that my parents pack food.
Yeah.
Is like something's gonna spill, so let's tape it, throw it in a bag, and then like
so many bags.
Make it look like
tie
it's
it with a
drugs.
rope. Make it look like it's
So
drugs.
many bags.
So you were married to this dude. You guys got a divorce. How did that end?
So basically, before I got married, I knew this. Okay. So I
So you
didn't know what else to do with my
knew.
life. So I suggested we get married because everyone else was getting married, and it felt like the right thing to do and what you should do and all that like should shit. That is very. If anyone is listening and you find yourself saying the word should a lot, that should be an alert. Then that goes for like career, for anything.
Yeah,
If you
like
keep
I
being-
should be do this. I should do this. It's my job.
Yeah, I should like this person. They seem
Yeah.
really great. Like, and
Yeah.
if you're high, also my therapist is like, whenever your voice goes into a higher octave, I'll be like, I don't know, I should kind of. Like that means I'm lying to myself. But
I feel
yeah,
like my voice is there pretty often.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm like trying to prove a point. I'd be like, what? But I said to him.
yeah, but that's still, you still have that, like, you're not like, I don't know. Like that, like
yeah.
whiny.
That Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse help.
So before you guys got married, you kind of knew.
Oh, I knew. I was like losing my mind. I was living in New York, and then I was like, we should get married and move to the suburbs of Boston because I don't know what I'm doing with my career. I like wanted to quit everything. I was like, I should be normal. Like,
Did you have any girlfriends? Like, did you have any girls around you telling you like, no,
I mean,
there's something else you could do better? Like,
well, the do better is a tough one because he's a great guy. Like it wasn't like we were arguing. We were just really passive
The
aggressive.
sex was terrible.
No, the sex was good. Like it was, I mean, I didn't have a ton of intercourse comparisons. I only had sex with one other person.
So yeah, the sex
yeah, so you don't even know,
don't
girl.
even know
it.
You have nothing to
Well,
judge.
but now I can.
from.
But now I do judge, and it was good. Like we communicated.
You can remember
well.
all those. I'm
You
like,
remember all them strokes from so many years ago? Different strokes for different folks.
But it was bad. Like I knew then. I was like, oh man, if only I had met this person. I mean, I can't guarantee, but like maybe if we had met 10 years later, it would have been different. But it was just like not the right time.
So you said he's a good guy. Where was he working? What was the occupation?
He worked in like TV production. And
okay.
He was like
Okay.
really creative and amazing and like
Oh, I feel
supportive.
like that's what
and,
you need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
health
he-
insurance and stuff.
No, he had insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the friendship was stronger than, I think for me, I can't speak for all relationships, but I have found that like for me, it kind of has to be equal parts everything. So it's like, it can't be like I want to be friends with them, but we can't be more friends than we are like passionate. But it can't be all passion and no friendship in a relationship.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I also have to feel like they're family in the sense of they'll like take care of me and we have each other's back. But I also don't want it to be like, ew, you're like my brother. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's gotta kind of all work in a balanced way.
Okay.
And I felt like in that relationship, the friendship part dominated any passion.
So you married your friend zone. That's what you did. You married your friend.
did.
Y'all were fist bumping in the bedroom. Like
There was some high fiving that would happen.
You pat him on the back. Good job. Good job.
way to hustle. Way to hustle.
yeah. There was some of that. Yeah.
So it ends, and now you're divorced. So what?
But just to back up 1 second, though, I will say friend zone, because again, if anyone's listening, I think it's very easy to do that because if you think about it, in my head, I thought relationships were jerks who ignored me that I had to follow, right? And chase around and be like, hi, remember me? Or a guy that's really fucking cool and my buddy. I didn't know that there was like something else, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
One more question. So, who was your girlfriends at the time? Like, I just want to know who your friends were. They weren't telling you to go out there.
Girlfriends.
They weren't out there being like, yeah, he's a good guy, but like, I feel like you need more experience.
I had friends who mentioned it or tried to talk about it.
What'd they say?
I mean, I had a couple friends when I was leaving New York. I had two of my really good friends be like, you're quitting life? Like they were like very concerned. But I'm very good, or I used to be very good at swaying people to get on board. Like you know when you like, okay, so you know when you ask someone's opinion, but you do it in a way where you're
telling them
the
what
answer.
you want.
Okay.
Like I'll be like, okay, do you guys think I should stay in New York by myself? Or move to Boston with this guy, get married, live in an apartment rent free that my dad owns, and like save money and and I would like sell.
Well, girl,
it
you
in a
didn't say
way.
that up top. That sounds great.
Yeah.
You didn't have to pay rent and shit.
Oh yeah. No.
Like duh,
Girl, you should have gotten married.
Does your dad still have that building?
Yeah, he does.
It's in Boston, though.
I'll go there.
Yeah.
It's in Boston.
I'll save money in Boston.
Yeah. So I was really, I think I was really good at minimizing. I've learned to be less good at, and I've learned to be better about telling people like, hey, I'm in a really bad place and I'm upset or I'm like feeling depressed. But I think like a lot of people, I'd be like, no, I'm fine.
I feel like I'm really good at just seeming fine. And then when I'm not fine and people ask me, I'm good at yelling at them until they leave me alone. So I'm doing really well.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have our...
I was fine.
Yeah, our methods. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, at the time, it seemed like what I should, all caps, red letters, be doing.
So who initiated the divorce?
Yeah,
I initiated getting married and the divorce.
Damn.
Yep.
Boo.
You 2 for 2, sis.
I know.
Winning. Yo, you're a great team player right here. I love it. You winning.
When you said you wanted to get a divorce, was he like, oh my God, thank you so much for saying that? Or was he like, no?
I mean, the part of the problem with our dynamic was he in improv, he yes and me when I needed more of a, I think we should talk about this. Like he yesed me a lot.
Okay.
And then I think, I mean, I can't speak on his behalf, but I'm sure if someone were to talk to him now deeply about it, he'd probably be like, no, I actually was mad, but I didn't know how to express it. Because we just never wanted to hurt each other's feelings. So there's just a lot of enabling.
I feel like real love is hurting somebody's feelings every other conversation. Somebody else should be
my
hurt.
feelings get hurt all the time now in my relationship.
Oh, yeah. See,
but in a like,
your head,
I'm growing way.
I mean,
I'm rolling my eyes.
I don't know if I'm growing, but like
I'm rolling my eyes.
You
Heavy.
hurt someone's feelings every other conversation, and maybe throw something at them.
Oh, I don't know about
that's real
that. Okay,
love.
well that was my relationship after my marriage.
Okay, so wow.
So I initiated it. Yeah. So I basically was like, what I said verbatim was, I feel like I could take a shit on your face and you would just wipe it away and go, Giulia. Like
you said that, Giulia?
Yeah.
See, this is how in the movies you turn up missing. That's right there. Your body would be in an attic chopped up.
But I didn't in a mean way. I just was like, this is ridiculous. Like because I was acting out. I was like not coming home at night. I was like.
And he just was like.
He's like, have fun?
Yeah, see that? It's good that you left because it sounds like he was getting ready to start training to fight, and then he was going to be Jennifer Lopez in Enough, and he was going to beat your ass.
Yeah, that's what it felt like it.
No, that is not the way it was to me. I do not want any defamation of character of my ex.
No, he's a great guy. It's just us. We are terrible people.
Nah, it sounded like he was J-Lo in Enough, for sure.
So much J-Lo talk.
I know.
I thought I was J-Lo. Now he's J-Lo. Who is J-Lo? And then he was I think he was in denial at first, and then we talked about it, and then I think he got it once. I was like, so which one of us is moving out? He was like, oh, you're serious. And I was like, yeah, because I was a very boy who cried wolf kind of, I think, person in my 20s. Like, I would get like harebrained schemes. I'd be like, okay, oh my God, I have this audition tomorrow, and I think I'm going to get it, and then I'm going to be rich, and then I'm da-da-da-da-da. And like, so I had a lot of that. So I think there was a little part of him that was like, okay, Julia's getting a divorce. Here she goes again with one of her like wacky ideas. And then when it really started to be real, we obviously didn't talk.
But why would you say
while.
which one of us is moving out? Isn't your dad's building?
Yeah. No. Oh, sorry. We had moved back to New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had moved back to New York.
Where in New York were you guys living?
We moved to Williamsburg. Because what was happening was when I got married, we moved to I had this harebrained scheme where I was like, all right, everybody. And I'm good. I should have gone into like, I don't know, politics or being a lawyer or something like that. But like, if only I could use this for my career. But I'm really good at like convincing everyone. Like I said, it's a good idea. So I was like, all right, here's the plan. We're going to move to Boston. We're going to get married. We're going to live rent free. We're going to save some money. Then maybe I'll like work on a new project and like everything's going to be great. Right. And then I was just, after that happened, after like a month, I started coming to New York by myself for like a couple days, then like a weekend, and then like a week.
That is a red flag.
Yeah. And I was spending
And he let you?
Yeah, you heard he was like, have fun.
Adrian would be like, okay, I'm coming with you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so, okay.
Yeah, she def would.
So then, well, I don't want to jump the gun, but then the relationship I had after was beyond the opposite of this.
Okay.
So it was almost like the Three Bears. It was like too hot, too
That's
cold.
what I was going to say when I was thinking of everything you were. I was like, wow, she's really Goldilocks in this bitch.
But that's the thing is like part of, and I mean, I don't know if I'm going off the expert topic.
No,
but
you're good.
I do think that, you know, it's really easy to look at past relationships as like, and anything, even like the guy that I gave the hand job to, like all of it included, as like mistakes or shame or embarrassment or failures, but they all lead you to the next and they all teach you something. Like not everything I've done has felt good at the time, but in retrospect, I truly am grateful for everyone I met because I learned so much about like what I actually want. Like I know exactly the kind of person I can be around now.
It's so funny because everybody is like training to be with the person they're really supposed to be with. So everything is everybody is in the practice run. Like, I'm practicing in this relationship. This is not how you really do it.
This is a scratch paper.
Yes.
Scrap dick.
I agree. I mean, it's funny that you speak of scrap dick because my ex is getting married. He's engaged or whatever.
Okay.
And everything that he probably did wrong in the relationship with me, he probably flipped it. He was like, oh, I was just running a course on that hoe. I know how to really treat a woman now.
But I don't think it's I don't think it's like intentional. I don't think someone, you know what I mean? Like they're not like, I'm going to practice on this person. It's just, it's part of growth.
It's not intentional, but you know when you have that feeling like I'm going to be with that person forever.
Okay, I feel like what I'm going to say could get me in trouble with somebody, but my ex-boyfriend would complain about stuff that I was not doing in the relationship, right? Like he was like, you're not contributing enough. And he was like, I was living in his apartment, like rent free, like legit just living lavish in Fort Greene. And now I live by myself. And every day I'll wake up and be like, something will click in my mind. Like, oh, you know, I was a really bad girlfriend. Like I know.
Yeah.
And now my sister's staying with me and doing all the things that I was doing to him, and I'm like, oh
my God,
awful. She's not contributing at all, but I see it now. I wasn't doing that on purpose.
Circle.
Oh my God, Cindy, the circle of life is so real.
But you learn. I mean, you learn from experience. Like you can learn from like a book or listening to a podcast or watching a movie, but like real lessons stick from experience.
Oh yeah, you got to burn your hand to be like, I'm not touching that.
Exactly,
stove.
100%.
Okay, so wait, so after the divorce or whatever, that was done, you got in another relationship.
Okay, now, was there a lot of rebounding?
Yeah.
After the
No.
divorce?
So we separated. So we first did, because everything.
Because separation is not a full divorce.
No, and
You're in
was,
the process of divorcing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also because, like, it's very confusing to get divorced.
Huh.
Like, the paperwork is very confusing. It is way easier to get married than it is divorced.
Really?
It was so many documents you had to fill out. And neither of us really wanted to spend any money. But then finally I Googled Fast and Friendly, and we just paid like $800, and it was really easy.
That's how much it costs to get a divorce is $800?
That was like the cheapest.
What's the more expensive option? Like legit, like super divorce?
I think more expensive is if you had a lot of assets to split. Like if we had owned like a house and a car and all that stuff. I mean, it was like he's taking the flat screen and I took like the Brita.
Someone told me that the paper it's so much. Someone told me that it's so much paperwork, so that by the time you get to the middle of it, you're like, do we really want to fucking get divorced?
yeah,
it's to wear you out and wear you down.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And make you think, hey, maybe we should just stay together.
Let's try a little harder.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, and
that's what it is. Try a little harder.
And
is it really worth doing all this fucking sheets of paper?
Dude, I
No.
don't even know how to, like, I still don't know how to fill out like an 1190 or a 1090 or
1099.
What is that? What is a 420?
they're like-
I don't even know.
They're like, how many exemptions are you claiming? I always just put 3. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I think you get more taken out.
But then I get more back with my refunds?
maybe.
I don't know. I
knows?
don't
Where are you
know.
going to jail? It's fine.
Yeah.
She does her taxes all fucked up.
Right to me, I need pen pals.
So a lot of our relationship, and maybe it was just me at that time, I was a big procrastinator. So I think I just procrastinated a divorce. Like in my head, we were done, but it just was like, oh, I got to go fill out this thing. So we
No.
separated. He moved out. And,
Oh, good. He moved out. That was my next question.
And I call it burning sage, had sex with someone like a week later just to like
Get it out.
Get it out and get new in.
You got to cleanse the coochie palate.
Yeah,
That's what you got to do.
Cleanse the pussy palate.
Yeah. And I hooked up with 2 people, and then the third person I hooked up with, and it was a month later, it just stuck. And we stayed together
That's
for
that
like
Venus flytrap you got in your
for like
shorts.
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
Something about you are long term, bitch. You are not.
The funny thing is, I didn't think that I was.
But you are.
But you are.
But you are though.
I know, as an adult.
I'm looking
I
at your
am.
track record.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
Then 3.
Wait, 8
Almost
years.
4.
8 years. First boyfriend.
First
I
boyfriend.
know, but the thing is, my demeanor, like I love people pretty easily, but I'm also like very horny.
Okay.
I don't know why I was like, what's the word? Not horny, but like, I think if I
Sexual?
had been single, like there was part of me that was like, I wonder if like the universe made me be in a relationship for my early 20s, because I would have been like
To
pregnant
stop
3
you from
times.
being a hoe.
Yeah.
See, the universe works in your favor.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Because
But-
let me tell you, boo.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got some miles on mine. I
Oh,
definitely
how many miles, Sydney? 100,000?
And I would walk 500 miles.
But there's nothing wrong with Miles. But yeah, so the relationship after was like the opposite. He was ethnic. His parents were immigrants. So I was like, oh, because also.
Now, when
my-
you say ethnic, what does that mean?
Color was
Indian.
it? Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was thinking
All right.
brown.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, I just kept going shades down, and until I found the right color palette that worked with my
Look, this is my skin tone. Yes.
Yeah, but no, so in that other relationship, I felt like I was like, oh, I'm dysfunctional, I'm fucked up, because here's this nice guy, his parents are super in love, he's the best, I'm fucking nuts, I'm the one who can't make a decision, I'm the one with crazy immigrant parents that like argue all the time. So I was like, this is my problem, right? Like I really made it me. So then when I met someone who was also immigrant parents, I was like, your dad hit you, my dad hit you, high five, you know, like that. And he was very passionate, and he was very protective and jealous, and like all the things, like he would never have been
He
okay
was
with
the
me.
fire to the other guy's ice.
Yeah, like literally, if I was late at night, he would call like you know what I mean? Like it couldn't have been more opposite. So in my head, I was like, oh, well, I guess this must be love. And I was so into the like, we'd always argue in the rain, and like I broke his phone. And
Oh, no, in the rain. Yeah, see, we don't do that. No. Whatever we got to talk about, we could do it in the house or under some shelter. Like,
And
no.
I got into a quiet argument with my ex-boyfriend at the train steps. We didn't even go down the stairs. We were at the top of the steps on the sidewalk arguing, and people that we knew kept walking by, so we had to be like, oh,
Yeah,
And they was like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking like yelling through our teeth.
Yeah.
And hi, hey Carol, how your mama doing? She good? Okay. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you tonight. So I can't imagine. I mean, it wasn't raining because I'm a black woman.
It was very like we were not friends. It was like purely just this passionate, all of our, I don't know. It was
and
like,
that was 3 years.
it was 3.5 years.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this question again. So, who was your friend during that time?
So during that time, I did have, I in the very beginning, I had some friends be like, I don't know about this guy. Like, he doesn't really.
Did you have a best friend? Because I feel like the best friend will always let you know, yeah, I'm not feeling him.
I had people kind of slowly say it, but again, because I was really depressed the year that I was married and the year leading up to that, because I knew that I wasn't being myself. Like, I felt like I was trapped in another body. And so because this person was doing all the things that my ex-husband loved me, but he wasn't like verbal, you know what I mean? Whereas this new guy would just like put me on a pedestal and like compliment. He was like,
but also like kick that pedestal.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. Ring. If it got too high, but like
he always humbled you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was like it was very, and I was eating it up so hard. And it's I think you put out what you need at that time. I needed that at that time. I moved in with him very fast. He lived next door to his mom, so I had this immigrant mom, like
Girl,
making me dinner.
You're a telenovela
sometimes.
right here.
Okay, well, the mom
Yeah.
was making dinner, so you was over there eating curry.
Yeah,
every day.
exactly. Which I have not had since we broke up because I'm like, it's like But
I'm sure your ass is grateful.
Yeah. So
when you walk by a halal truck, do you get like flashbacks to that?
Yeah,
You start
not
like
so much
twitching
halal,
and
but
shit.
definitely like First Avenue, where all those guys are like, "Come in, we have samosas." I'm like, no.
Oh, your ex ruined Indian food
Yeah,
for
he
you.
did.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, I did. And then toward the last year that we were together, there was like a lot of lying on his behalf, and my friends started to be like, "Okay, come move in with." Like, they were sort of trying to help facilitate it. But the thing with telling your friends to break up with people is it's real tricky because, again, like, you gotta touch that stove and burn your hand.
Right, because you tell your friend to leave somebody that you think that, or you can see that is not a good fit for them, and then that person stays with them, and then it's like, well, I guess the three of us just.
It's gonna be awkward as fuck. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
gonna be awkward, and then I know that I don't like him, so now I gotta sit at lunch or dinner or whatever
Across from him?
and he know that I don't like him because she then ran her mouth
Exactly.
and told him how I feel.
Yep.
So now it's awkward. Now I can't go to this restaurant because
Yeah.
he there. Like,
Exactly.
But I love that. I love what is it? What's my favorite thing? Drunken noodles. I love drunken noodles. Now he didn't fucked up drunken noodles for me.
Exactly.
I mean, I think you can. What worked best with me at that time, and what I try to do with friends when they're in similar situations, is like, you listen, you say, like, I support whatever you do, but I just care about you and I want what's best. Like, you have to kind of you can be upfront and honest with them. Every relationship is different. The same way every romantic relationship is different. Every friendship is different.
Yeah.
You have some friends where you can just say it and it's cool. Other friends, you can't. It's tricky. Like, but it's also not my friend's responsibility to get me out of a relationship. I have to learn.
No, but it's your friend's responsibility to be like a good friend.
Yeah.
To be like, this is not this.
Sis,
But the
we
thing
not
is,
doing
I
this.
also
Yeah.
wasn't telling them everything that was wrong.
Yeah, but they still were like, dude, like, based on what they were seeing, they were like, you should come stay with me.
Yeah, toward the end, when I started to be more upfront about like the problems we were having, they were like, so yeah, we ended up. The reason why the final straw, though, like, there's a lot of things that were wrong, but the final straw was that I was doing a solo show about my marriage, and he didn't like me putting all my business out there because I talked about like my first hand, like I talked about all those things.
I mean, but that's.
Yeah,
I
but a
think
lot
that's
of
valid
people-
though. Like,
when
as
I
a
was
person
a
who's
teenage shit. Also, it's not like he met me and I was like a nurse and then I became a comedian. Like, he met me hearing me talk shit on stage and was so attracted to it. And then
But
when
now
I
he
became-
probably was like, ooh, if this don't
Yeah.
work out, this bitch gonna say everything I was doing.
First thing
Yeah.
out of his mouth when we broke up was, "Are you going to tell everyone everything I did wrong?" And
Yes.
I was like, yeah.
That will be a yes.
Because here's the thing is, in my marriage and in that relationship, I absolutely know I made mistakes. I would not be ashamed if any of those mistakes were out there because I'll be like, yeah, Yeah, I was young. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, but that's like dating a performer. You're a comic and you're dating somebody who's a comedian. Even when I meet somebody and they find out I'm a comic, they're like, is this going to go in one of your skits? And I'm like, first of all, I don't do skits. That's not what this is. And, you know, people are afraid that you're going to talk about them. So they should stay in line.
As soon as your dick goes in me, you signed a waiver.
You sure did.
That is a waiver.
That's a release.
That is a legally binding contract.
As soon as you release, that's the release.
Yeah.
So wait, how'd you break up with this dude?
Oh, so he... it was not great. It was like he said he had a problem with the show, blah, blah, blah. We argued, had another argument, and then I was like, I can't do this. I'm leaving. Oh, I tried to break up with him a few times over that past year because things were going south, and he would, you know, beg and be like, I'm going to therapy. I'll die without you. Like a lot of that guilt.
He brought up his mother's curry.
Yeah, he did. And he did a lot of victim stuff. And because, but here's the thing is I was so talking about rebounds to get into that expert thing. I'm not going to tell, and you know, everyone does whatever they want to do, but I will suggest like, you gotta give yourself some time. Like I was in an 8-year relationship. I gave myself 0 time. I did not want to grieve. I didn't want to because I felt like I didn't deserve to grieve because
your vagina has to mourn.
Yeah,
okay, for a little.
It has to wear a little black veil.
And because I initiated the breakup, I felt like. Because I was the bad guy, I felt like I didn't deserve time to grieve. So I just
wait. If you break up with somebody, you the bad guy?
No, but that's how I felt.
I don't think that at all.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm saying at the time, I just felt like the bad guy. I felt really fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, when I broke up with my boyfriend, I was the bad guy. But I feel like sometimes you have to leave the bad guy. Or sometimes there's no bad guy. It's just we're not good for each other, guys.
100%. There's just energy that's not good. And so when I met that second boyfriend, I was in such a vulnerable place. I just wanted something to distract me from myself, which I think a lot of people do when they stay stuck in a relationship. You're like, well, and especially because he seemed more fucked up than me, I was like, well, great. The same way I was my ex-husband's project, this guy will be my project. And I just wanted to when he would come to me crying, being like, I can't live without you, I'd be like, I guess this is like
if I see a man cry and say, I can't live without you, no, I definitely am packing my things. I'm putting a different wig on.
Listen.
I'm changing my first name because those guys, why would you say I can't live without? Come on, dude.
You were living, I don't know, 30 years previous to me
without
me.
You know
what I mean? Agree with everything that is being said.
If I see a man cry, then my pussy is dry. How about
that? Yes.
Man tears like sham wow my vagina. It just like
it depends
I don't
what the
like
tears
that.
are about.
No, they're always making me dry.
Oh, well.
How about you crying during this movie about your...
Really?
I don't mind.
Are you crying at your mother's funeral right now? Wow.
Lift your skirt up, man. What's going on?
Tuck your dick, boy. Tuck your dick. But that's just me, and that's probably why I ain't
We're rude, yeah.
So let me see how much time we have left. I just want to see. So can you give anybody who's listening like tips on how to properly rebound or like
how to okay, so I think I did it properly after that one.
Okay.
So now I'm like single for the first time in 11 years. And I move in with a girlfriend who's also recently single.
Good. You got to stick together.
Yeah, in Williamsburg. So I move into a young, hot neighborhood.
Okay.
With a
thriving.
Young, hot thriving. And just start fucking. And just started going up to people that I had always wanted to have. You know, like people you kind of keep in the back of your head. You're like, oh, I was single. Just started going up to all of them. It's really, I will say it's a lot easier because I'm a comedian. So it was like people I knew. And I was like,
was it civilians or you were like hooking up with comedians?
I was hooking up with comedians and some civilians.
Oh, sis. Comedians.
Oh, it's fine.
Moment of silence.
Your current boyfriend is a comedian, so it's fine.
Yeah, and
it worked out.
Yeah, I was going into people that I knew. A lot of them were like friends, and I was like, I've always wanted to have sex with you, and they were like, what? And I was like, and they were like, what's the catch? And I'm like, literally
just my pussy.
No catch. Like I have so much time to make up for. I need to get my numbers up fast. Like I know I fall in love easy, so like let's get so. I guess the trick to it is I just was being honest. Like I was being like brutally honest with people. I was just like, this is where I'm at. I just got a relationship. Like any advice that had ever been given in like a fucking magazine or a TV show, I was just like, fuck that. Like I talked about inappropriate things on first dates.
So you went on dates. You weren't just going up to people, let's fuck. You weren't getting, were you getting like at least some pasta in it?
I was mostly just
some
fucking.
risotto or something?
I got like a couple breakfasts.
Okay, so it was after y'all didn't fuck.
Yeah. But I didn't want to. I would say for like the first 6 months, it was mostly just fucking.
Okay.
And like connecting with people. Yeah, just it was really fun. And it was interesting because I felt like I was hooking up with a lot of people that had also gone through a breakup, or were like, I was really magnetizing people that were sort of in a similar place of me, of like, oh my God, I've always been in long-term relationships, and I'm trying to
Was this in the summer? Because I feel like in the summer, that is when people go ham.
Oh yeah, it was May, and I was like wearing a skirt,
A romper that you pull to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to magnetize with people who are going through the same thing as me. I want you to be going through something completely different. I want you to be like in a different place financially. I want you to be working in a different field. I want you to maybe not know who your dad is. Like I need you to be completely different than me.
I mean, I had all sorts, but because I was very specifically not wanting a boyfriend, I was okay hooking up with someone who was like going through a lot of shit, because I'm like, oh, this is just going to be hooking up, and maybe like a coffee date.
I feel like those people who are going through a lot of stuff are the ones that are going to call you in the middle of the night like, hey, I just wanted you to know that like it's getting pretty bad on this. Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, then you just say, I don't want to talk.
Yeah,
Julia, Marie is cold inside. She is ice queen.
Listen.
She doesn't want you to be vocal.
I want you to feel things and speak to me.
She wants you to be a stone.
I'm afraid that if I shut somebody who's like a little bit broken, if I shut them down too harshly, which is what I'm going to do, I'm afraid they're going to be like waiting for me at my mailbox. Like, hey, remember?
But Marie shuts people down all the time, and nobody's waiting at your doorstep.
You need a key to get into the door.
Not in this building. They be letting anybody come through.
Be
The dude somebody was letting me in while I was buzzing your bell.
Yeah. The other day I was coming out of that little area, and there was a homeless man asleep, and I was like, really? In the front of the
Exactly. So if somebody really want to come at you, they
called
can.
you at 2 a.m. And now he's gone.
Had no
He's
shoes.
turned
I was
to
like,
a
is
hobo.
that Kyle?
Okay, so you need to rebound properly.
I think rebound properly, and also, and I hope this makes sense, and I feel like Marie is going to disagree, but just picking up on her vibe. But I think being in the moment, and this goes for everything in life, is so important. And I think especially with relationships, it's very easy to be with someone. And of course, naturally, like your past shit comes up, and then you're already planning the future, and you're like, we're in all this stuff. And what I really did when I was rebounding was I was being in the moment. So when I was like hooking up with people, I was there. I really felt like positive, caring energy for them while we were like, I felt like the sex I was having was really connected with a lot of people, and that might sound whatever, but I was in the moment, and so my head wasn't like, where is this going, or like, you remind me of my past.
Yeah.
And so I felt like a lot of my exchanges with these people, and this is getting like very like woo-woo energy, but the energy was like respectful and balanced and nice because I was actually there.
How old were these people? They sounded...
they sound like they might be interesting aged.
You know what I gotta say is it was better and better the younger they were.
Also, they were just respecting you because you was older than them.
Oh, maybe.
It was respect your elders. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's respect my elders.
Did they call you Ms.
They called
Ms.
me ma'am.
Rozzi?
I made them call me ma'am. They were like, oh, I'm gonna come, ma'am.
Mama Rozzi.
Ma'am, excuse me. Where should I come? No, but yeah. I don't know. It was a really... I mean, I would cry, but I would also give myself time to cry in my shower. Not while I was having sex with them.
Girl.
But I was really good about like having nights where I was like, you know what? And the other thing I would suggest too, if you are rebounding and you tend to be codependent and find yourself in relationships easy, is you also have to kind of learn to self-soothe and not run to your friends all the time.
Yes.
Because that was the thing, was like, I would start to feel sad, and instead of feeling sad because I'm fine, I would grab the phone and like, I'm not saying you shouldn't call people. Of course, if you're like hitting,
don't call them if your friend is Marie Faustin. Don't call them.
Oh, you shouldn't be calling me anyway.
But I'm
don't
just saying,
FaceTime
like,
me either.
It was a really thing that I needed to learn to make my next relationship good, which is self-soothing and being like, what do I actually think and what do I actually feel? And some of those times would be like, I would just cry for an hour and then I'd dust myself off and go do something productive instead of being on the phone with like friend after friend after friend being like, I don't know, what do you
It's like, yeah, sis, yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Got another call. That's the pizza.
Yeah.
That I ordered.
Again, but just learning to pick and choose when you actually need help and when you're just like,
When do
trying
you
to
call
avoid.
your friend?
When do you actually call? I think when you
Need to stay at her place.
when you just or when you, I mean, God, like if you're feeling fucking suicidal, of course. If you feel, if you have had a realization and you're like, hey, I want to run this by you and like talk it out. But I think if you're just in that moment of panic and you're not even letting yourself be honest with yourself about what it is, because it's sometimes when you're having a fit or a breakdown, like every time I've had a breakdown, I've come out of it with something a new knowledge about myself that hurts, but is amazing.
That's so real.
That is, I mean, I'm right here thinking about all the times I picked up the phone, called people. I'm like, that was dumb.
It's not dumb. I mean, I still, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure I have friends who might be listening to this.
You gotta self-soothe.
Yeah, man. Self-soothing
I
for
guarantee
me.
you I have a friend who would hear this and be like, bitch, but I'm trying to learn because that's where, and you'll make better decisions after that.
Okay, what's a good like breakup line? Not the it's you, it's not me, but like something equivalent to that.
Oh, I just think it's just being honest. I think trying to make it not. I think that what happens a lot in breakups is people, even if it is quote unquote the other person's fault, it's never just one person's fault.
Right.
Because like the person I was with for almost 4 years, I could right now be like, and he lied about this and this and this. But you know what? I chose to say, I enabled the behavior.
True.
I tried to change him. I shamed him when he didn't do what I thought was right. I mean, I did a lot. So when I broke up with him, he was like, I know I did a lot of things wrong. I was like, yes, but it's not you're wrong, I'm wrong. This just isn't right. And I think, someone might not believe that, but I think if you can take ownership of your part in it, it makes it easier for you both to heal.
When I hear this just isn't right, I get like, I feel crazy. I feel like, nah, we're going to make it work. Let's make it right. What I got to do to make it right.
But the thing is, then when you get into a new relation, but then it's...
What I gotta do to make it right?
Yeah. What's her name? Yanda?
Yolanda. Oh, I love her.
I'll get her to fix this relationship.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. If you're telling me it's no. My line was, I can't do this anymore. And it was like, what do you mean? And then we talked for like, I feel like 2 days. And then I left. And he was like, hey, do you want to go see a play? And I was like, I left your keys there. Like, why would you... Like, sometimes you try to break up with somebody and then they're like, no, we just talking.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
How do you deal with somebody like that?
You say, because that's what happened with my last... He was, like, sending me pictures. He had a dog, but it, like, kind of became my dog,
right.
And he would send me... He was like, the dog misses you. Or, like, hey, can you... And I was like, I can't comfort you through this breakup. Right. That's what's happening.
That's what your friends are for.
Yeah, that's where the...
Call John.
Yeah.
Or Jason. Or call Tyrone.
And I wanted... I don't like having bad energy with anyone, but with that one, I had to be like, he might hate me, but I don't care because I have to get out of this pattern of like... caring what other people think, because that also makes you codependent.
Wait, how long did it take you to get into a relationship that you're in now?
So I promised myself, and I know it's not going to sound like a long time, but for me, considering my track record, I was like, I have to be single at minimum a year. I was like, minimum.
That's good.
I was like, minimum. I can like go on dates, I can like hang, but like I can't be like, this is my boyfriend, meet my parents for like at least a year.
Were you any dating apps or anything like that?
I joined, and then like someone would message me and I'd cancel because I was like, well, I'm not looking for, I would love it if it was longer than a year. Like I really wanted to explore. So I could say around 8 months, I started to like, I would go to dinner with someone before we had sex, but I'd always be like, let's just have sex. And like, because,
I'm having the salad to go. Can you wrap up the chicken parm?
But I met Will, who's my current boyfriend, almost exactly a year to the day.
Wow.
Yeah, which was really interesting.
It's fate. The universe is aligning shit for you, girl.
We didn't hook up right away. There was like something about his energy where I was like...
Nah, Will don't look like he hook up right away. He look like he take your time. He open the door.
No. Mm-hmm. Talk about his numbers. He is such a whore.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Will.
Nah, Mr. Miles, absolutely not.
Absolutely, yes.
We have to have him on the podcast.
But he's nice. He's a nice guy.
That's probably why he gets it.
He's a hopeless romantic.
Nice hoe.
I'm his first girlfriend.
So you saying he didn't hooked up with mad people, but he didn't have a girlfriend?
Right. Yeah,
That's
he never
interesting.
he had people. Well, I'll let him tell his story. Who
Yes,
cares?
yes,
This is
yes.
my podcast.
Yes, yes. We'll get him on another episode.
But
Something about his shoulders look like long term. He looks like a long term.
well, that was the thing because when I first saw him perform, he would do all these jokes about rom-coms and not getting the girl, and so I was like, oh, he's like a. And that's also why, he was flirting, and I was like, oh, I feel like if we start hanging out, it could go long term, and I didn't want that.
Okay. So you friend zoned him for a little bit.
I did, and then we
But you were like, let's get this dollar pizza real quick.
No, Julia, she's Italian. She's not eating this Dallas
No,
pizza. She going
no.
to Emily's or wherever.
Yeah,
Roberta's.
I don't know. We just had a slow. We're at a show. We ended up dancing all night after the show after everyone left, and then I was like, bye, and he walked me to the train. It was very.
Will looked like
When
he
he
practiced
walked you-
his dance moves before he hung out with you. He was like,
I'm gonna kill him. This is gonna kill him at the club.
like in Hitch.
he was
remember?
like, "Bailamos." Yeah.
He was
Remember
just
in
very
Hitch?
sweet.
Yeah. No, Will is a nice guy.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Now,
And-
how long have y'all been together?
We just 3 years, the 3 year mark. And it was, but I will say this, so this would be my other advice, was with him, it was beyond honesty from the get. We named every comedian we had ever fucked, the third night we hung out, just to be
Really?
just get it out of the way.
How long were these lists?
They were fine. And,
That means more than 5.
but just because I don't want him to be at a show talking to someone that I hooked up with and have that other person be like, I know a secret. And no, Will knows. And Will's fine with it because.
You have to, because comedians run a fucking mouth. They don't know how to keep secrets.
Nope.
They tell all their business.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back to dating a comic and them talking about you.
Listen, I feel like if you fuck a comic and you a comic, there should be an NDR or something. You got to sign, no, you can't mention this shit. Because, don't be using me as your material, and vice versa.
See, that's why I don't bang comedians. I mean, that's not even why. I just don't bang comedians because I don't, again, it goes back to not wanting to anything that's too similar to me. But
it's working for you, and I love it, and I approve of him. If you were to
Yeah.
date a comedian, he's one of them.
but the thing is, we have similar, similar, I think, hearts and.
Oh, you seen his heart before?
No, but you know what I'm saying. We have
He got a big
similar.
heart.
I think we have similar mentalities about how one should behave and morals and beliefs, but we're very different as far as he likes quiet. I talk a lot. He is a night person. I'm a morning. We really kind of
you're a
balance
morning
each.
person?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
yeah,
am.
you
That's
did-
why I showed up.
That's why you came early. I was like,
hello.
fuck, she here already?
and she walked from her house.
Bitch, crazy.
An hour walk.
You made me look bad. You made me look like the bad host. You were here before me.
But yeah, I don't know. It just I think what works for us, and very early on, I was like, I'm not jumping too far ahead. I'm not I can't imagine us not being together because it works nice.
It seems like that's what works for you.
Yeah.
Is not overthinking, or for anybody really. Is just being in the moment and
Yeah.
then doing it until you don't want to do it anymore.
And something I would also really advise people, because this is something I learned from the breakups and the whatever, is, and it goes back to reaching out to friends. With him, most things, every now and then I'll talk to a friend about him, but it's nothing that if he heard would be scandalous. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But even when we were starting our courtship, I didn't ask friends what they thought of him.
Courtship. You
I
heard
didn't.
that?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
You
I didn't
classy.
even I didn't ask my friends what they thought. I wasn't I don't know, should I text him? I didn't, everything
You just knew.
I went to him. I asked him for advice about our relationship. And that to me was a very huge sign, because I feel like when you have a friend that's how do I respond to this guy? You're well, if you don't know how to respond to or girl or whatever, what are you?
I'm like, bitch, you're 35. If you don't know by now,
Yeah.
come on, girl. You don't need me to help you. And then I'll be like, well, right,
Yeah.
put the emoji sign here,
Yeah.
and then
Yo,
Throw the-
listen. One exclamation point.
throw the
Just one.
eggplant in there too.
Yeah.
You might as
Yo,
well.
you
You didn't fuck him already.
I'll screenshot conversations and send them to my friend, but I already know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
just feel like
and then if they tell me to put something, I'm like, yeah, and then I just put the opposite.
I just think if you're talking to your friends more than you're talking to your partner about the
then you're dating your
relationship,
friends.
then that's a sign.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to do that because your friend is vicariously living through you. So just make sure I'm entertained. So
That is
please.
so weird. What are you talking about?
Please send it my way, please. I mean, Marie, don't hold back.
Okay, well, I was in a relationship for 3 years, and now I've been single for 3 years, and so I'm getting back into the dating world. I'm saying that, but I'm probably not gonna. But like, I've never been on any of the apps. I've never done any, like, I'm definitely not gonna bang a comedian. So like, where should I be looking for my rebound? On the Q train? Where do I find?
So I'm gonna say, don't say I'm definitely not gonna about anyone.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna take it back. I'm definitely not gonna date a comedian in New York who makes less money than that.
Okay, friends, get in. I approve of whatever you said.
You gotta be like a different level comedian than me.
Yes, and Sydney has to sign off on that, and I sign off. I didn't put my whole signature on that bitch.
Sent it out. Is already. She's the witness.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
God, I don't know where you. Maybe
Damn,
I'm not an expert.
she's like, I don't even know where
This is the problem. You're doomed. No.
Wow.
No, but like, friends to introduce you to people.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Well, it's just me, so I don't have nobody for her. So
step one is get some new friends.
Yeah, get some new friends. Anyone listening to this podcast, if you know someone who you think would be a great match for Marie, why not?
Oh, girl, Marie don't even need don't feed into this bullshit. Look at her. She don't need no damn help. She don't need her friends.
I mean, my phone is full of dicks.
Yeah, she walks out. She's great.
But that's different than meeting someone who's actually a good match. Like, yeah, she's gorgeous. She's getting dick pics. But if you're actually interested in meeting someone that you can have a conversation and be yourself with, that's what you want.
She said you ain't all that, Marie. She said you ain't all that.
Listen, we going to talk off the podcast because Sydney's not going to let us be great. Giulia, I feel like, is there anything you want to leave people listening with about either relationships or rushing into things or taking their time with?
Well, I was going to quiz her just a little bit.
Right. Okay. So, well, answer the question that I just asked, and then.
Well, you want a quiz, and then if there's anything I didn't answer in the quiz,
boom, let's do that.
Sorry, did I just
go ahead?
Control your podcast.
Okay. Thank you how you mediate that. Okay. So, Giulia, we've been together for about 4 years. You know, I'm all right as a partner. Not the best, but I'm all right.
I can already.
But you and your girlfriend you're talking about?
No, she thought about you and her.
I'm talking about me and you. This is a quiz right here.
Oh shit. Okay.
Right. You know,
she's like, you thought about you and your girlfriend. She already knows that you're all right.
Giulia, get in the zone. Okay.
Sorry. Hi.
So we've been together. I'm all right. My career is okay. So that means I have no money in the bank.
Okay.
But I hit you with a ring. Do you say yes or no?
4 years we're together.
This is I need a lot more information here.
You're in love with me, but like...
Yeah, but do you have like...
Goals?
Goals? And are you like...
Yeah, I'm a comedian.
But are you like... Are you like a victim and like nothing works out for you, that's why you're broke and nothing's happening? Or are you like actually leaving the house?
She don't know how to save money.
Buffalo Exchange, stay calling me.
She buys a lot of stuff at the thrift shop regularly.
No.
Even though you're in love with me and that my career is promising. I mean, I haven't booked anything yet. It's happening. Like,
no, I need... No, because if I have to carry your like self-pity, like, that's going to make my pussy dry.
Ooh. Bitch, you just call me pitiful on my own mic. Oh, you know what?
When I tell you my pussy is wet right now.
Yo.
That's beautiful.
Well, I mean, but you're the things you gave to me to work with were not very sellable.
You said that she was
You're like, you love me. What are your positive qualities? You love me. Like,
I mean, love is hard to find.
She's fine. And
she's working on it real fast.
You see my legs? What about my calves? My calves won't make
calves.
mistake.
I love your calves.
Thank you.
Yeah, but get a job.
No.
Listen,
Julie, I was just laid off. Honestly.
No, I'm doing a podcast at 12:30 on a Monday. So
yes. But you're doing it in my pre-war apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you. So you said that when you would go on dates with people, like nothing was off limits. Like you broke all the dating rules that the magazines told you.
Yeah.
So what is something that is like 100% of the time always off limits to talk about?
Nothing.
Wow.
I just feel like because here's the thing. If you go on a date and you are... I know be yourself is such a generic thing, and it's also a really hard thing because you're like, well, how do I know who I am? And the thing is, sometimes you learn who you are in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a bad like a relationship is like a mirror, so it's all relative, right? So you go on a date, you act like yourself. You like. Someone who reads an article and it's like, don't say this, act like this, straight. Like when fucking Millionaire Matchmaker would tell people with curly hair to straighten their hair. I'm like, once that girl comes out of the shower, he's gonna realize her hair is curly. Why?
Well, Millionaire Matchmaker is single too, so she don't even know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's all this shit where it's like, do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
But the truth is, if you guys start dating, that real you is going to come out. So why hide it when you first meet? Because that's the thing that's going to make them love you. Like your weird flaws is
Okay,
the
so
stuff
you're saying
that,
I should like pick my teeth on the first date, and I should
if you pick your teeth,
I should be like,
pick them.
I'm like, no, I don't need a toothpick. They got mints though.
I mean, that's you know something I want to work on in general. but like, yeah.
Giulia, leave us with something. Tell us what did you have another question? No.
That was it.
Okay, so anything that you missed that you feel like you...
No, I would just reiterate if those shoulds are coming up in dating and your current relationship, just look at that and see what it means. It's not always a bad thing, but if shoulds are dominating your love life, then maybe you should.
What if I'm like, he should be paying for this. He got more money than me. I feel like that's a good should.
Talk to him.
No, I'm not going to talk to him. I'm just not going to bring my wallet. Ayo. Giulia, where can people listening catch you, plug your podcast, everything?
Plug everything.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I have a podcast with my boyfriend about relationships.
Wow.
If you want to hear me talk more about this stuff.
If you want to hear more,
yeah, if you wanna hear
in-depth
more,
conversations.
Hopefully we don't break up .com or on iTunes. We talk to other couples about this kind of stuff. And then you can find me, Giulia Rozzi. It's with a G. Just Google Giulia with a G. All my stuff will come. I'm the only one doing it.
Giulia
That's wow, what a plug. What a plug, you guys.
Do you have a comedy show? Do you have a show?
No, it's on hiatus right now, but there'll be.
Okay.
When does this come out?
We don't know yet.
We don't even know.
But we'll let you
Just,
know.
I'm always doing something.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll find you. I mean, we'll tag all of your social media and everything.
Tag it
Yes.
up.
And this was great. I learned a lot. I learned that I ain't shit. And
No, that's not true.
I learned that I'm actually doing a really good job. So I will continue to thrive. That's thrive and live.
You have goals, though. You're
I do.
doing stuff.
girl, that was just a little example. That's not my real life. Okay.
You came here with equipment.
Okay.
To me, that's like,
Girl, I still got a couple checks in the mail. I'm good.
yeah.
You
It's
know what?
okay to be going through a hard financial time. It's just
She's
make
still
sure
just not going to marry you. Don't
No,
bring that
just-
tiny ass ring to Julia's house.
not.
I was not going. First of all, the ring wasn't even from Kate's jeweler. Okay, it was from Jacob the jeweler.
Oh please, the ring was from Buffalo Exchange.
Definitely was.
A consignment shop ring. It was a bloody ass hipster diamond. We're gonna go.
Yeah,
as
and you can catch
always.
us on Instagram at Unofficial Expert. At us. You can hit us on Twitter. Mine's is Just Sid BW NYC and Reezy.
On Instagram, I'm Reezy, REEEZY, and then you can catch me once a week on YouTube at Miss Reezy, MSREEEZY.
Ask us questions, please. Add us. Slide in our DMs without dicks. Like, just ask real questions.
Or
if
write
you
a
have
question
comments.
for us on your dick and then send us that.
Yes.
We'll forward them all to Julia. We'll send them to
And-
Julia and Will.
And then I'll give you advice on your dick pic.
Thank you.
And let's shout out Comedy Hype for a little bit. Thank you, Comedy Hype. Please listen to all our episodes on there. We also have iTunes. Go to Comedy Hype for all of your comedy news. Yeah.
This was fantastic.
This was
Thank
great.
you so much. Just hoe it up as much as you can, and maybe you'll find love.
Yep.
You'll never know.
Find a nigga with enough BTUs and then live your life.
And avoid the dude that lives next door to his mom.
Yeah.
Because that's too close. Yeah, Julia?
I mean, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.